Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are for the final event of the World Super Touring Car Championship season. And as you can see, the atmosphere, not only with the weather, but it is tense. It is title decider time. And that happens after this race. And given the weather, we might be pushing it on tech. Let's see what we can do. Sergio Suarez, with his customary pole position, is he going to bottle it? What you don't expect to see is the Tamiya team so high up. Their track knowledge with Felix Rydell has been sort of handed down to the entire squad, and they've reaped the rewards on that. But essentially, it comes down to about 2 or 3 people for the title. Wirtz on the front row is one of them. They're in a shout, but it depends on the points of both this round and the next. And Sabine Wittmann, who is still close to Wirtz's title potential. Adrian Michael Ricciu, as per usual, with Christian Shepherd alongside me, sheltered from the weather. But let's see what happens during this next hour and a half. But with the red lights, away they go, Suarez and Wirtz.
Suarez looks like he's got off to a much better start than he's been doing all season. He's actually managed to hold on to the lead, see if he can do it into the corner. Also to bring up, the Civics seem to be quite happy around here with 3 in the top 10 there for the moment.
And it was Piccadilly Circus there, where everyone just slammed on the brakes, put the handbrakes on, wait for everyone else to clear forward.
This pair really wants to be clapping into the back of each other, causing themselves damage. Thompson up to second place ahead of Wirtz.
Thompson. It's a 3-lapper. It is going to be a long lap. They've decided on using the truncated version of the Grand Prix loop, which means turning right here. The DTM layout.
It's caught many a driver out in the past.
And in stark contrast to the start of the season, the BMW's on home territory, so to speak, doing the business. The Alphas, cautious, opening gambit from them, especially in the weather, but Wittmann's got a job to do. Does not want the likes of Fisichella holding them up. They should be holding everyone else up behind her, on board, Wittmann.
So notice in the background, we saw Swinnerton. There are quite a few places up from his starting position.
Yeah, that was a pretty good start as well. Kobayashi starting to fall back as the weather through the bike chicane, the traditional Grand Prix chicane. You can see the new one in the background there. Now, instead of doing the F1 loop, it is a hard left here onto history.
Light bit of collision there from Swinny and Swinnerton, I should say, and I believe one of the Renaults.
It's still a traffic jam as well.
To the side of Fisichella. We'll just put this down to the rain here for dear old Swinnerton there. And that's a very wide car.
As the charcoal void getting help of Fisichella, who decided to play team player but decided to be very generous, handing Nielsen a better position. Also one of the Toyotas.
Butcher, then attacking back on Butcher.
Yeah. ED might be on a flyer as well, but with these straight line speeds approaching the floodlights, these front wheel drive cars should start making a break for it, especially Suarez and Thompson and Wirtz.
Camish looking on the inside there of Aiello, although I have him at the moment. That was a bit of a naughty move there by Aiello coming across the track.
And that was naughty from Aiello. Oh, bit of a wobble on from Camish, as the focus is not their season and definitely not their race.
Yeah, weirdly, that allowed Palou to go past both of the privateer Fords there as well.
And as you can see, these are the only Fords in the field, and they seem to be being Class B, so to speak, whilst the rest of them going ahead. The power deficit in
also chasing down Suarez.
Obvious evidence. So having spent all season not getting the best of escapes off the line. Suarez now leads as we head into the even more technical sections of one of the longest circuits still in existence, if not the.
Rydell's retained his 5th place, whereas, as you mentioned before, Kobayashi's just slipped back a little bit from 4th place.
Here's the architect of Tamiya's success in this race, even if they haven't finished yet. 24-hour expert around here, Felix Rydell, getting the most out of that car. Felt duty bound to help Kobayashi, who's now coming back into the top half of the top 10.
Try to go around the outside there as well. Might be a bit more, but just pulled out of the move. Guess he didn't feel safe going into the inside there.
And it is starting to dry up.
This will suit the usually would suit the front wheel drives in this respect, at least to start off with, and then we'll come back. The rear wheels, depending how quickly it dries.
Still the top 3 from the exit of the arena: Suarez, Thompson, Wirtz. On board Wittmann's roof cam.
Kobayashi struggling now that the track is drying up a fair bit. Oh, that's a very dry line now.
Well, if you think about it, we're still not even perhaps halfway through this lap.
No, look, oh, here come, yeah.
There's the power of the
that'll
Mazda,
be the race as well,
which we never really see in other venues.
8th place.
What a traffic jam behind her.
At the moment.
Privateer Dumas.
Yeah, Dumas doing quite well for himself. Nielsen's dropped a fair bit back. I think that might be now 13th place looking back there.
And if I'm not mistaken, you can see a brief glimpse of Forkeye in the background.
You can indeed.
All 4 of them, there
Nielsen
they are.
has dropped very far back. Something had happened there.
Not only that, but one of the Renaults has dropped back. There's Gashaw and
so
Wickens.
Has Wickens. Oh, I guess they may have had a coming together somewhere.
Fast track, narrow track, yeah, especially the run up to the Caracciola Carousel.
Rydell looked like he was going to make a weird
Webber round the outside. Did that
Did he pull it off?
Pull off. He certainly has. But so is Swinnerton down the inside.
Yeah, Rydell down to 7.
Sophia Schneider. Something's going home to roost, but still not even one lap complete. There's Wirtz, there's Webber, there's Schneider.
Wirtz is going to be able to get past Thompson there, and maybe even be team orders in play there for the championship for Wirtz.
Yeah, given the ineptitude, or the perceived ineptitude at the start of the season, this is better from but even better from Swinnerton.
He pulls out. Oh, that's why!
That was focus diverted from Swinnerton down the inside, and so is Rydell, and so Butcher, believe it or not, I think it's made up of 7 places.
Yeah.
Some German tundra.
So that could not be doing Schneider any favours for the championship. Just slight outside chance for them there, but unfortunately now, of course, down to 7th.
Now, I think that was Fisichella wide. Yes, it definitely was. Yeah, is that car going to be that's not good. That's some damage right there. That I think that is. Oh, watch out, Gasho! Watch out, Gasho! Oh,
that's a good rejoin there for Fisichella.
That's
the course with words.
Is going to be having some words for that.
Yeah,
Wiggins still in last. The front of that Alpha surprisingly clean in comparison to some accidents that have happened on track days. These guys are professionals, of course. Didn't expect them to do that. Swinnerton decided to joke a lap his way down down Flatsgarden. Someone might have to have another look at that. I wonder if... Oh, well...
Naughty scrape there, though, on the inside of the scene.
Was it deliberate, or was it the charcoal void playing games with gravity once more? Schneider down the inside.
Oh, this is starting to send a little bit too much light touring cars right now.
It's just... climbed so far up the tree, but he's hitting every branch on the way down. As Butcher tries to, but they're still.
I don't think Schneider's too happy with Swin. I mean, there was contact with him and Webber. Seemingly, it's almost like payback at the moment.
Maybe Swinnerton's not too happy with Webber. We'll have to find out at the end of the race. Oh, a bit of a wobble on the Swallowtail carousel. Gangenkopf.
Oh, Dumas,
And now
very
the
wide
longest
there.
straight known to man. No chicanes, no funny business. I think this is where the front wheel drives will.
Seemingly, yes. Let's see if that happens. We're on
The
board
track
with Butcher.
is still damp. Now remember, we were at Fuji.
Oh,
We
look
were
at this
in a
pace of
trying
these-
situation as Butcher. And there goes
Oh,
E-Day as well. Okay,
Win,
Toyota
Swinny,
found some
Swinnerton.
final round performance points. But
E-Day goes to 6th. Oh, here comes
What?
Renault.
what a shot we've got here. We've just seen cars going past us, cars going past other cars. There's Rydell's Honda. This is the first time perhaps they've actually done this in anger. Practice, fair enough, but if they're going to be heading for the final braking area, side by side,
Oh,
there's
he's
Rydell
gone!
with a wobble on, and there goes into Ayalo. Very well built, these cars.
Yeah, I mean, Aiello's
one.
probably going to get a beer after all this.
Oh,
from Rydell
everybody
after
is
that.
in. Everybody is in. Of course they were.
Swin.
I did
Swinnerton gone in
cite
as well?
this.
No, Swinnerton stays out.
Now, remember the gamble. He's got a longer gamble to deal with here. So he is going to have to be on the mission of all missions.
It's still
To-
very damp at the start of
It
the,
can
of the
be.
lap, though. Well, it's
No.
very murky here right now.
Fuji, though, a lot more compact.
We'll
We're
have to
getting
see.
reports of. I mean, we really should have a pit reporter, but I think something to pass that there's going to be a mix of compounds coming back out onto track. Some of them are going into intermediates, which might be a good move, given the scale, the magnitude of this circuit. Things could change. Some of them are on dry, so as long as they stick to the Skill Electric slot car style as Gas showed there, very
Gasher seems to be on
notably.
dry because
Yeah.
that was very
Why did he not go
sensitive.
straight to the dry line? I'll never know.
Not allowed to remember the pit lane line.
No, but if you look closely back at that, if you want to rewind that later, you will see he was well past it. So why not?
I'm not quite sure.
Brain fade. That's what we put it down to. Swinnerton
Possibly.
at the end of the Grand Prix loop.
Yeah, sticking to the wet lines as well to try and keep the tyres cool.
Now Suarez still in that sort of theoretical. Yeah, that is close. By modern standards, that I think is going to mean Swinnerton's going to be back of the pack by the time that he pits. But these guys are on inters too, you know. These guys are on inters, and if the track's going to try again with one more lap after this, who's to say Swinnerton might have pulled off, shall we say, a decent gamble? But it depends if these guys are going to gain on him, and given the gap between Swinnerton and Suarez by the time he'd finished the Grand Prix loop, I doubt you can see him already. You could see him right there in that brief flash of Mazda charcoal through.
I think these top three
Have.
must be on racing sauce because they are absolutely flying right now. And
one
certainly
I can-
further ahead of E-Day right now.
These three haven't changed yet. E-Day, I mean, you saw the absolute Toyota power down.
Right,
Down
they were
the
much
dotting
closer
a hole.
going in. They were much closer going into the pits, but that's what makes me think that they're on a softer compound at the very least, because they are flying away from E-Day right now.
Now that's noticeably tried. They just gotta, stick their ground, stay where they are. No sudden movements, no sudden moves. Yeah, you can see now that grip level in Aiello's car. Is that the Inter or is that the soft? Who's on what?
I'm not quite sure. There's
We
no-
didn't. Yeah,
no
exactly.
information for us right now.
And there's Schneider as well.
Yeah, Schneider got out ahead of Webber.
And of course,
Schneider looking on the outside, or now the
it's
inside.
a massive gamble for like, do we not go on to the wet bit of the track with our slicks on to try and pull off
Overtake.
Dangerous move. And once again, fast track, narrow track.
Okay, so yeah,
Technical
info from Rat Control,
sections.
but all on slicks accordingly, except for Swinnerton.
Might have to see that again because having looked at the timing board in a brief flash earlier, now that it seems to have glitched out, I can only put that down to the weather. That we saw inters. Maybe they are all on slicks and our tech is playing it. Long layout, you know, we need to keep on top of all these cameras you can see right now, all the onboards, all the signal that you will get, that if we were at Brands Hatch, you know, that would be smooth like butter. But a place like here, this, it's almost like we're on, you know, string and cup method of getting the signal to our screen.
Like to have a look through the.
But not that bad, obviously.
Like to see through the field, see how this pit stop has changed the order somewhat, just to see.
Only slightly. It's Suarez is now, yes, I missed that. Swinnerton is now in 4th.
Yeah.
And well, staying to the dry line, has got the wets on.
There's no real dry line,
that's what we checked last time,
to go on now, unfortunately. Ide slowly catching himself to Swinnerton.
Now,
Butcher in the background.
I must admit, we didn't expect these Toyotas to do so well after the start of the season. We thought there was a bit of a performance drop-off as they focused on Season 2. But I think, given they've brought it back to this round, maybe they've got things ready for Season 2. Being 5th and 6th, or 7th and 6th and 7th as they are. Wittmann down to 16th.
Yeah,
not looking good for her title defence. We might have missed something there because she's just as far
Title
back
defense?
as Fisichella was after he crashed. Polo, Rookie of the Year, no doubt. Not the best of days for him, or the best of races for him. We'll see what happens. Well, if we can get our technology in order for race 2, hopefully, given the weather.
Just a note. I've seen to have lost Wickens in all this. He was at the back.
This Gash was definitely at the back. Wickens might have also pulled off the gamble as well. Now 15th, okay.
Yeah.
Bit of,
but he did
no
right scrap here though. Camish looks to have gained a few places there as well.
Yeah, certainly is. What I have seen here is this is now minute 16, halfway through lap 2. This is going to be one of the longest races on the schedule, and it kind of has to be. We can't really do 2 laps around here.
Wickens got the high line there. Very easy pass for Whitman. Been a very interesting and fun race so far, wouldn't you say?
And we're not even halfway, well, kind of halfway there. Oh. Duma, 14th. We've got Nielsen, last hurrah for him before he steps down. Camish on the edge of his forward seat, having not looked good all season. Not a good look for the Ford factory team. Yeah, we've got a yellow, we've got Rydell slowing right down. And there's Swinnerton. Okay, that is Tyres throwing the surrender flag, and I don't know why he's decided to just give the Armco what for.
Well, you can't really get onto the track right now. It has to be,
I don't know what the Armco did to him, but yeah.
Chance for replay there, I wonder.
Bit of a bit slushy on that sort of area where, yeah, it's it's YouTube corner, of course.
Yep. Was he not able to flick it around? Oh, I guess it's just a horrible turning
charcoal
circle.
Yeah, the turning circle of a black hole there. And you can see everyone else, you know, yep, fair cop, slow down, but then that's unfortunate. And enough time to get back on track just before Fisichella and Gashaw get into view there. There they are. So Suarez still leads. We've got Thompson now. Exciting in the middle, but these guys have seen the long game. I think they all did. Swinnerton, when you are the underdog, you have to pull off stunts like that, especially at Fuji. But around here, that would have been
the spotty gamble there. Unfortunately, didn't pay off. That's all we can really say on the matter. If I'm not mistaken, Schneider's gotten past Butcher, is now challenging Ide.
Yep. I wonder if this is what it's going to be like for Season 2, these two at the front.
And that'll be Season 3. Tried to interrupt there. We're watching Season 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Season 2 without commentary.
The first season. Yeah.
Are
we all good? We're still learning our stride here.
We're not paid. We're not paid enough to go back to the archive.
You're paid.
Webber 8th. Biffle having that surprisingly 9th after a bad start. Rydell now into his sort of regulatory top 10 position. Ryan Camish, best run he's had in comparison to his rookie teammate. Second time down the Dottinger Hole. Less traffic this time. So less of a traffic jam. On board with Camish. Now
Suarez was on intermediates.
Was that a glitch, or was that just? Now, obviously, that means that if Swinnerton had been able to hold fire, would he have been able? There goes Biffle. Well, there's Camish going in as well, so he's on Inters too.
On pitting.
Because they are on slick, so this means that Webber. Munich was smart enough. Rydell. Yep. We kind of hesitated. There's Suarez in third on the exit.
Yeah.
So that was a very quick pit stop by all standards from Suarez.
Just be tyre change. Nielsen's up to 4th now. Whitman's up to 4th. That'll do great for the championship prospects. Wirtz is down to 8th.
It would be hard to gauge because given the weather, given the tech glitches we might be having here, we thought that they were all on slicks. So I assumed that as well. Yeah. But having seen it earlier, I thought, hang on, something else is at stake here. Something else is at play that's going to affect the race. Oh my days, were we slightly right on that? I must admit, we kind of had to hasten our bets there. But Webber, BMW, home ground, end of the season, after all that they've gone through, leading the race.
Yeah, with one shaking up the rest of the field, because there's Burton 8th.
Certainly did.
In 9th, Snyder in 10th. Ide's lost out quite a fair bit there, down in 11th place. David
one gargantuan lap to go.
Fisichella's actually kind of won out of all this, considering his mistake early. He's now up to 14th. Where's that put our Swinnerton?
Definitely in last, because he's had to pit as well, having gambled on the full wet.
Quite a bit back as well, it looks like.
And he's now taking the detour as well.
Yeah. Race winner though, let's not forget, at Brands Hatch.
Absolutely. Highlight of the season, has to be, but then I'm biased.
I might be slightly biased for Rydell here.
Absolutely.
Rydell, considering how well it seems to be going for them. I do hope he holds on to 2nd place.
Volkswagen at home as well too. Suarez.
Just a reminder, they were the only unless something magically happens in the final race. Spencer might be the only privateer to win a race this year.
Absolutely. And this obviously cements his privateer title as well. All things considered. Here's Nielsen in 4th.
Yeah, challenging Suarez. Is that lit a fire? A fire that he may have been out a few times this season, as we've seen some lowly positions. Is he telling Suarez here to move over?
Burning that candle quite brightly for the final round of the season.
Always The worst time to
Wittmann
do
in
it.
5th. Wittmann in a decent championship position compared to Wirtz as well.
Yeah,
This is going to shake things up. Now, I might have to... I certainly thought that this was going to be the race that decided it. But if that was going to be decided today, or in this race particularly, Wirtz would have had to be right at the tip of the field. And Wittmann, with the Italian team tactics gone awry, shall we say, it has not. They've worked wonders.
Dumas is keeping up with them very nicely as well.
The privateer fight is still on. Oh, almost into the back of Wittmann as well.
That would have been a championship ender if that had gone awry.
If we work that out, we're going to be into, what was it, a 10-minute lap at the start. Just under 10 minutes for the first full proper lap, but we can't really say that because everyone pitted, or a certain amount of people pitted on both occasions that they got near the pit lane in a 3-lap race. And we've got a traffic jam for the lead. There goes Wittmann's rear end. Almost. Privateer BMW looking good as well.
Out of all this has so far been Webber and Rydell after all the pit stops.
Wirtz is in 10th.
Yeah,
he needs to be higher up.
Further back. He was a bit higher at the end of the pit stops. Now dropped back to 10th. Ide down to 11th. Schneider would love to have been Webber's. If Schneider was where Webber was at the moment, we would have a 3-way going into the last round. But at the moment, that's not going to be the case.
Sophia Schneider behind Polo, and having assumed it was just sort of burnout for the whole season for the rookie of the year, Schneider's got a fight to prove as well. They want to keep as high a manufacturer standing, hence the 3 and 4 on the side of the car right now. They perhaps intend to keep that for season 2, given the form they had at the start of the year.
Scrap here, 4 positions. Everyone for 4th place, it seems, at the moment. I'm sorry, everyone for 3rd. As Rydell's dropped to 3rd, Suarez has gotten past Rydell.
Dumas with a bit of a tap on Wittmann as well. Team politics could be at play here then. Even if it's a privateer, the overtake wasn't going to be on through the Carracciola carousel. But that was enough of a wake-up call for Wittmann herself.
I think Suarez might still be kicking himself, considering start again, got off to a very good start. Actually,
well, it did a good start, and just came down to team strategy as opposed to his own right foot at the start of the race, which we've seen so many times before. This time it definitely was not his fault.
He's chasing down Webber. He's gotten past Rydell, as we've seen.
Yeah.
We'll come to see if he manages to find a way to catch up, because we know those cars are fast on the in a straight line.
We'll have to see what Nielsen's car can do as well then, because they're heading towards the Dottinger hole, which ain't that far away, all things considered. And Nielsen might have a final point to prove, and that time is now. Wittmann closing in, Dumas closing in, Nielsen's teammate Thompson closing in.
Yeah, Webber might be too far ahead, I think, for even the straight at the moment, as we can't see them in the distance. Watching this battle.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, that's down to
5 per second at the moment. Look how close it is. Sorry to interrupt.
The piff paths towards the Swalbert Swans. Flansgarten once more. Grass back off
at the
track.
Back of this group now.
Oh, and there goes Dumas. That was self-inflicted. I can't see there being a bump from... Oh, watch out, watch out. That was close. And there goes Schneider. One more point, thank you very much. Title mission on the cards there. But it still might not be enough for BMW to have a driver in the final party for the final race later on. Webber has already done the dotting a hole. Here comes Rydell, Honda Power with Nielsen behind Rydell as well.
Got the slipstream as well. Suarez can't be feeling too confident. Although that pull
Roof
away.
cam, well choreographed from the guys behind. But
Rydell doesn't seem to have the pace. He's having to block the Alpha. The Alpha's coming through.
And Thompson is also trying to sail low as well.
Through.
Are we going to be 4 wide before we get to the gantry?
Oh, not quite. Whitman's got themselves ahead. Rydell down to 4th place now. Thompson is getting past Nielsen. Oh, here comes Rydell again. Coming back at Whitman. Oh, that's a bit touch and go there. Where's Palou come from?
Palou with the last ditch attempt for the podium. Webber's crossed the line already, but we need to see why have we gone away from that. Rydell is going to be 3rd. What a final corner in
Palou out of nowhere as well.
What can only be described as a dramatic turn of events. E-Day across the line for top 10. Wirtz, that's going to be where I have to point towards the championship, because with Wirtz only getting 5 points across the line there and Wittmann getting 11 points, that is now them both on 208 before we go to race 2. Whoever finishes highest of those two, all things considered, no matter what driver for anyone else, it's going to be between Wittmann and Wirtz for the title. You've got Webber up to 3rd with that win, so Schneider's effectively out of it. Fisichella's 4th after his drama. Aiello surprisingly in 5th. Renault doing the business despite Gasho not doing the business and not getting points for 19th. And Swinnerton, you hit your hope, and thankfully it's given us more time to discuss what's to look forward to. Because Suarez 7th, Schneider in 8th in the championship. Swinnerton is on 103 points overall, which is also his independence points, and that is in fact 32 points clear of Duma in the DHL BMW. Swinnerton has won the privateer element of the championship. 1 title down, 1 to go. Adrian Michael Rees with Christian Shepherd. I think we might have to gather your final thoughts on this race, Christian, before we take a deep dive into race 2.
I mean, I'd like to look at the Palou comeback. He was not at the back of that group before the straight. That Ford must have an absolute insane top speed.
It was slipstream. It had to be, because they were at the back of the pack from the start. It was just the strategic element, and that was enough for him to prove why he is definitely, well, our Rookie of the Year. I don't know about yours, but
I would absolutely say Rookie of the Year. Absolutely.
Certainly. And with the weather coming back in, let's fingers crossed for race 2, and I hope to see you there. Good racing, everyone.